Good afternoon, or morning, depending on where you are. This tutorial covers rotations and will assist with assignment 3.5. Now, in case you were absent when the notes were given on rotations, rotations are a turn around a fixed point called a center of rotation. The figure rotates at a specific degree and direction. You'll see these written in a couple of different ways. One way will be symbolically. It could be a lowercase or a capital R. It will be followed by a degree, and it will then tell you your center of rotation. Now, if you're not given a center of rotation, your center of rotation is going to be the origin, or you might see a 0 or O. That means the origin will be the center of rotation. So today, all of the center of rotation for all of our problems are going to be off of the origin. Next tutorial will cover off of a point other than the origin. There is three ways that you, or three turns that you, or amounts that you can turn rotations, or you can rotate a figure: 90 degrees, 180 degrees, or 270 degrees. So 90 degrees is going to be one turn, okay? And so all of the points will advance into one quadrant of a coordinate plane. Okay, you've got 180 degrees, so that means all of the points will advance two coordinates of a coordinate plane. And then you've got 270 degrees, and all coordinates will advance three quadrants in a coordinate plane. The default way that you rotate is always going to be counterclockwise. Now, coordinate planes are numbered into four quadrants: 1, 2, 3, 4, and the default always goes in the order of the way coordinate planes are numbered. So it always goes counterclockwise unless it specifies clockwise. So you'll see it written three ways. It will either say nothing at all, in that case you'll go counterclockwise. It will specifically say counterclockwise and you'll go counterclockwise, or it will say clockwise and you will go clockwise. Okay? So you've got the degree and then you've got the direction. What you need, there's two different ways to rotate figures. The first way that I'm going to show you, there's a couple of things that you need to remember for when you rotate figures 90 degrees and 270 degrees. The X and the Y values are going to switch. What I mean by that is, for here, the resulting A is going to have 7 as the X and 2 as the Y. That's what I mean by switch, because it's going to go 90 degrees. So if it's 90 degrees or 270 degrees, the X and the Y switch. If it's 180 degrees, the X and the Y stay the same. So for this problem here, Q is going to be 0, -1, so the X and the 1 are going to stay 0, 1 when it gets rotated. So we're going to first take a look at this problem. We're going to do it the way that you've got to remember when we do it this first way, that the X and the Y values switch, and then you've also got to remember that all of the any points in this quadrant are positive, any points in this quadrant are negative, positive, any points in this quadrant are negative, any one in this one are positive, negative. Okay, so the way we do this is we first, we're going to look here, and so we're going to go 90 degrees counterclockwise. So that's going to be one turn. So all 3 points here are going to go counterclockwise, so they're all going to end up in the second quadrant. So all of the points are going to be negative, positive. And since it's 90 degrees, these are just going to switch. So 2 goes in the Y, 7 goes in the X. And so since they're all negative, positive, it's just going to be A. We're going to switch these to 7, 2. And since they're all here, they're all going to be negative, positive. So all these are going to be negative, positive, just like this. That's going to be the sign. So the 5 and the 6 and the 5 switch. So it's going to be -5, 6, and then it's going to be -1, 4. Then I just graph these points. That's it. So we just graph these 3 points right there, and we have rotated that 90 degrees counterclockwise. Now, another way we could do this is, we're going to actually turn this like this, 90 degrees counterclockwise. And now we're going to pretend that this is our this is going to be our new Y, and this is going to be our new X. Okay, and now we log these points right here. So this is A is going to be -7, 2.
Pardon the interruption, Miss D, please call the main office. Miss D, please call the main office. Thank you.
-5, 6. And C. Is -1, 4. And then we plot these 3 points. So -7, 2, -5, 6, and -1, 4. So and that's it. So let's do this one. Okay. So let's do this one clockwise about the origin. So what we're gonna do is first write down do it the first way we have to record these 3 points. So it's gonna be J, Q, and H. So J is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So -5, -3. Q is 0, -1. H is 1, 2, 3, -3, -5. Okay, so since it's 180 degrees, these 3 stay the same. Okay, and they're going to go 180 degrees. Are going to go clockwise about the order. So these 2 right here are going to end up here, and this one is going to end up right there. So this is going to be the point 1. I'm sorry, it's going to be the point 0, 1. Okay, so Q 0, 1. J, okay, so when it's 180, they stay the same, and since they're in the first quadrant, they're both going to be positive. So 5, 3, and H is going to be 3, 5. So then what we do is just plot these 3 points. 5, 3, 0, 1, and 3, 5. And that's it. So the last one we're going to do, we're going to go 270 degrees counterclockwise. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this one. Okay. So 270 degrees, it doesn't say anything, so it's going to counterclockwise. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to record these points. So H is 1, 2, 3, -3, 2. F is -5, 1. And U is -5, 4. Okay, so then we're going to record these 3 right here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 2, -5, 1, -5. Graph our triangle. And there we go, right there. And so we have rotated that 270 degrees, 1, 2, 3, counterclockwise, where it's the same thing as going 90 degrees clockwise. The next video will cover rotating off of a point other than the origin.